Hey guys, welcome back to the lecture series for class 12th. In this video, we'll be learning about human reproduction, part 1, that is male reproductive system. The male reproductive system, located in pelvic region, consists of a pair of testes, accessory ducts, glands, and the external genitalia. Testis is an oval paired structure that resides outside the abdominal cavity in a pouch-like structure known as scrotum. The temperature of scrotum is 2 to 2.5 degrees lower in order to facilitate spermatogenesis, and that is why it resides outside the abdominal cavity. Each testis has 250 compartments known as testicular lobules, and each lobule has 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules in which sperm production takes place. Each seminiferous tubule is containing two types of cells. The first one is male germ cell or spermatogonia, which undergoes meiosis to produce sperm, and Sertoli cells, which is required to provide nutrition to the germ cells. Outside the seminiferous tubule, you can see interstitial spaces which contains blood vessels and interstitial cells, also known as Leydig cells. Leydig cells are those cells which synthesize and secrete testicular hormones known as androgens. That includes testosterone as well. And there are other immunologically competent cells also present in these spaces. Accessory ducts. The seminiferous tubule of each testis opens through rete testis into vasa efferentia. It then leads to epididymis and finally opens into vas deferens. Vas deferens receives a duct from seminal vesicle and open into urethra as ejaculatory duct. All these ducts are used to store and transport the sperms from testis to the outside. Male accessory glands include two paired structures known as seminal vesicles and bulbourethral glands and a single prostate gland. Secretions of all these glands constitute seminal plasma, which is rich in fructose, calcium, and certain enzymes that eventually help survival of sperms in the due course of transportation. Let us now understand the process of spermatogenesis. It is formation of male gamete, also known as sperms. It takes place in testis and begins at puberty. This process involves cell division as well as cell differentiation. This is what a seminiferous tubule will look from inside. There are Sertoli cells, which are nutritive cells, and along with it, there are also germ cells at different stages, starting from spermatogonium to spermatocyte, spermatid, and spermatozoon. Let us now understand the steps involved in spermatogenesis. It starts with an immature male germ cell known as spermatogonium that divides mitotically to increase in number. Thereafter, some spermatogonium known as primary spermatocytes, which is diploid in nature, it undergoes meiosis 1 to produce two haploid secondary spermatocytes. These are haploid now. Meiosis 2 will give rise to four equal spermatids. The number of chromosome is haploid. Now, spermiogenesis transforms them to spermatozoa or sperms. There is cell differentiation taking place at this step. Sperm head embeds into Sertoli cells in order to derive nutrition, and spermiation is then release of sperms from the seminiferous tubules through a series of accessory ducts. Here the same thing is shown. You can see that immature male germ cells or spermatogonium undergoes mitosis to produce primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte then undergoes meiosis 1 to produce two haploid secondary spermatocyte, which further undergoes meiosis 2 to produce four equal haploid spermatids. So till starting from spermatogonium till spermatid, we have seen cell division taking place. Okay, now at this point we have cell differentiation taking place. Okay, so as to transform spermatids into spermatozoa. After formation, they embed their head into Sertoli cells in order to derive nutrition. Now, what are the hormones that are responsible for these processes? The first one is gonadotropin releasing hormone, abbreviated as GnRH, that is secreted from hypothalamus, and it stimulates the anterior pituitary gland for the secretion of two hormones, one of which is LH and then another one is FSH. LH is luteinizing hormone which stimulates Leydig cells to secrete androgens, and FSH is follicle stimulating hormone that stimulates Sertoli cells to produce certain factors that helps in transformation of spermatids into spermatozoa, that is into spermiogenesis. Androgens that are secreted from Leydig cells by the activity of luteinizing hormone, it helps in rest of the steps of spermatogenesis. This is the male hypothalamus pituitary and gonadal axis, which shows the connection between all the endocrine tissues and the feedback mechanism of hormones released from each of these sites and their course of action into the target site. This shows differentiation of a spermatid into a spermatozoa. As the process of spermiogenesis begins, there is formation of a flagellum and acrosomal vesicle which slowly through a series of events gets transformed into a characteristic structure of spermatozoa. Spermatozoa is a microscopic structure and it consists of a head region that contains elongated nuclei, which is of course haploid, and it is covered by acrosome, which contains digestive enzyme required to digest and penetrate through the surface of ovum. Following this, there is a short neck region which connects to the middle piece. Middle piece contains many mitochondria, and this is required to provide energy to the tail region, that is actually flagellum, for propulsion of sperm through the reproductive tract. That's all for today. In next video, we'll be talking about female reproductive system. Stay tuned. Thank you.